Trinity Rodman, daughter of NBA legend Dennis Rodman, has shattered barriers to become the highest-paid player in the National Women's Soccer League. After signing a groundbreaking multi-million-dollar deal with the Washington Spirit, she not only sets records, but also became the face of a new era in women's sports. With European clubs and rival leagues chasing her signature, her future is one of the most talked-about stories in soccer today. In this video, we dive into how Trinity's rise to redefining the game, inspiring athletes worldwide, and proving that women's soccer is finally commanding the spotlight. Michael Jordan's daughter, Jasmine Jordan, is changing the sneaker industry. Jasmine Jordan was born in 1992. She is the eldest daughter of Michael Jordan with his first wife. Jasmine Jordan spent her childhood in Chicago, growing up immersed in basketball culture, and she has recounted that, despite her father's global fame, her upbringing aimed to remain normal. She studied sports management at Syracuse University, preparing academically for a career in sports and/or business. This background helped give her both familiarity with basketball and a formal understanding of sports business, which was a foundation that later aided her role at Jordan Brand. In 2010, Jasmine played basketball when younger. Though she says she was tall and had some success, she chose not to pursue it as a long-term career. She transitioned to behind-the-scenes basketball operations. Later, she worked for several seasons, 5, as a basketball operations coordinator for the Charlotte Hornets, the team owned by her father. She made a conscious decision to build her career on merit rather than name alone, and in interviews, she has emphasized that she didn't assume an executive role simply because of her last name. After the release of the documentary, The Last Dance, about Michael Jordan's career, Jasmine said the brand needs to evolve for the younger generation, many of whom did not see her father play. Her role involves making sure younger consumers still feel connected to the heritage. As a liaison between athletes and brands, she works to ensure that Jordans and apparel supplied to athletes reflect both performance and fashion, and that their stories, on and off court, are presented in a genuine way. Jasmine's role has gone beyond just basketball players, as noted by some sources that she has looked to represent female athletes beyond the WNBA, expanding the scope of Jordan Brand influence. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's daughter, Simone Johnson, becomes WWE rising star. Simone Johnson was born on August 14, 2001. She signed with WWE under the ring name Ava. Around 2017, Simone publicly expressed interest in following her father's footsteps into pro wrestling. This was when she first hinted that squaring up in the ring might be her path. Over the next couple of years, while still young, she started training and reportedly attended sessions at the WWE Performance Center on a part-time basis. This early training was a sign she was serious and not just a famous kid wanting attention, but putting in work. On February 10, 2022, WWE announced that Simone signed a contract and would report full-time to the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. That made her officially a WWE talent. With that, she was set on course to become the first-ever fourth-generation WWE superstar, following in the footsteps of her great-grandfather, Peter Maivia, grandfather, Rocky Johnson, and father, The Rock. WWE coaches and leadership spoke positively and described her as hungry to learn, motivated, and crushing it in training, like she wasn't considered simply legacy, but as someone willing to grind. As she prepared for her in-ring debut, Simone revealed her wrestling persona name, Ava Raine. The change signaled her desire to build her own identity within WWE, not just trade on her father's fame. In announcing her new name, she reiterated that wrestling is in her blood, but she wanted the freedom to carve her legacy. In October 2022, Ava Raine made her official televised debut on WWE's Next brand, entering as the fourth member of a faction named SISM. Her debut marked a major milestone, representing the transition from trainee to active performer, and being the first time a member of the fourth generation of her family has led in the ring under the WWE banner. As of 2025, she is acknowledged by WWE and media as a professional wrestler signed to WWE under the ring name Ava. Eminem's daughter Haley Jade is building a media empire. Haley Jade was born on December 25, 1995, and was Eminem's only biological child. She completed her education at Michigan State University, majoring in psychology and reportedly graduating with a 3.9 GPA. Despite her father's fame, she chose a different professional direction, not following directly in music and signaling early on that she intended to forge her own identity. This academic background, plus growing up with exposure to public life, though carefully guarded, gave her both grounding and insight into balancing privacy with public presence. In 2016, Haley launched her Instagram account. Over time, she built a substantial following by posting about her lifestyle, fashion, beauty, and personal aesthetics. As an influencer, she became known for her style, like outfits, makeup, day-to-day glimpses, and turning what might start as celebrity kid pictures into a carefully curated personal brand. This phase marked her distancing in terms of public persona from her father's celebrity image. Instead of leaning on Eminem's daughter, she was creating relatable content targeted at lifestyle and fashion audiences. At this point, Haley wasn't claiming to be a musician or public figure via her father's legacy, and was leveraging social media to build a brand anchored in lifestyle and aesthetics. In July 2022, Haley launched her own podcast titled Just a Little Shady. She announced the project on Instagram. The podcast name was a playful nod to her father's slim, shady persona, focusing on her life, pop culture, reflections, and more personal content, serving as a platform to share her voice beyond curated Instagram content. In 2025, she launched the YouTube miniseries called Just a Little Reno, a 4-part renovation home design show documenting her renovating her best friend's home in Detroit. Shaquille O'Neal's daughter, Amira O'Neal, dominates women's college basketball. Amira O'Neal was born on November 13, 2001, in Los Angeles. She attended the Crossroads School for the Arts and Sciences in Santa Monica for 3 years before being homeschooled in 2019 to 20. As a high school junior, she averaged 17.2 points per game. Her high school accolades include a 2019 Max Preps California All-State Girls Team Honorable Mention, selection to the Cal High Sports Division IV All-State Team, 3-time All-Gold Coast League, and multi-year All-CIF honors. Growing up in the family of a basketball legend, Shaquille, she had exposure to the sport and public scrutiny, which set a high baseline of expectation, but also offered opportunity. Amira showed clear basketball talent and strong high school performance, plus inherited an athletic legacy. That laid the foundation for a collegiate basketball career. In April 2020, Amira announced her commitment to join the LSU women's basketball program, aligning with her father's alma mater and joining her brother, then at LSU. LSU's women's program was coming off a 2010 season, its best in several years at that point, indicating a reasonably competitive environment. On LSU's official roster bio, she was listed as a forward center, 6 feet 1 inch, majoring in agricultural business with an emphasis in international business. This was a big achievement for the high school star, stepping into Division I women's basketball at a major program. After initially walking on at LSU, Amira transferred to Texas Southern University, TSU. Will Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, reinvents alternative pop music. Willow Smith first became widely known as a child when she released the single Whip My Hair in 2010 at the age of 9. The song was a major global hit, and it peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became platinum. At the same time, she also had exposure to acting as a child, giving her early experience with performance and public life. That early success gave her a platform, but also left her with a key decision: to either stay in the mainstream pop kid eon or try to find her own voice. In 2015, Willow released her debut studio album, Arthropithecus. This period introduced the idea that Willow wasn't interested in remaining a kid pop star forever. Instead, she was beginning to carve out a different and more artistically serious identity. In 2019, Willow put out the album Willow, co-produced by herself with collaborator Tyle Cole. In 2020, she and Tyle Cole released a joint album under the name The Anxiety. The Anxiety explores indie rock, alternative rock, dream pop, punk-adjacent sonic territory. Around that time, she and Cole also performed an experimental art piece, spending 24 hours trapped in a cube at a museum, which is a performance art project combining music, anxiety themes, and visual art. This stretch signaled her seriousness about being more than a pop sensation, and she was becoming an artist willing to experiment with form, genre, and emotional honesty. By 2025, Willow Smith had fully cemented herself as one of the most innovative voices in alternative pop and experimental rock, building on the sonic evolution she began in the early 2020s. Angelina Jolie's daughter Shiloh Jolie Pitt becomes the next dance phenomenon. Shiloh Jolie was born in May 2006 in Namibia. From a very early age, she attracted intense media and public attention. While still a baby, she was featured on magazine covers after her birth. As she grew up, Shiloh became known for having a strong sense of self, and she often preferred a more androgynous, gender-neutral style, sometimes dressing in boys' clothing, cut her hair short, and expressing comfort in that identity space. Over time, Shiloh developed an interest in dance. By 2022, she was already a member of the well-known dance studio Millennium Dance Complex in Los Angeles. In that year, a dance video featuring her and a group dancing to Doja Cat's song Vegas went online, and she was prominent in the performance. Her father, Brad Pitt, reacted emotionally when watching her dance, telling media in 2022, "It brings a tear to the eye, yeah?" He admitted he didn't know where she got the talent, but joked that he was Mr. Two Left Feet. Thus, by the mid-2020s, despite being constantly associated with her parents' celebrity, Shiloh began earning recognition for her dance talent. In May 2025, Shiloh made a bold personal and professional move, and she legally removed Pitt from her surname and began using Shy Jolie, or Shy, publicly. Very soon after, as Shy, she choreographed a dance performance for a high-profile fashion event with a dinner celebrating a capsule collection by designer Isabel Marant with retailer Net-a-Porter. The performance featured dancers Keone Rose and Tako Suzuki, accompanied by live music. That evening, blending fashion, music, and dance served as a clear statement that Shiloh is not just a dancer, but is now stepping into the role of a creative artist, shaping performances. LeBron James's daughter, Zuri James, is already a social media powerhouse. Zuri Nova James was born on October 22, 2014. As the only daughter of LeBron and Savannah James, she has often been called Daddy's little girl by fans, which is a recurring motif in public comments by her father. In 2020, Zuri launched a YouTube channel named All Things Zuri. Her father himself promoted it, writing on social media, "She needs no introduction to the world, but I'm excited for you all to meet my princess Zuri Nova through her eyes." On that channel, she shared everyday content like cooking, fun activities, family moments, and DIYs, giving fans a peek into her world and personality beyond just being an athlete's daughter. This early initiative helped her build a digital footprint independent of just being LeBron's daughter. Unlike her older brother, who follows basketball, Zuri has begun forging a different path, like she's taken an interest in volleyball. In December 2024, she chose to wear jersey number 6, which is the same number associated with LeBron's legacy, and for her volleyball team. Many saw her widely publicized choice as a symbol of embracing her family heritage while making her own mark. Her parents, especially LeBron, have publicly celebrated and supported these moves. On Instagram, she posted photos of Zuri in her volleyball uniform with an enthusiastic caption. In October 2025, Zuri and her mother, Savannah, released a dance video on Instagram that quickly broke feeds. The clip was casual, playful, and energetic, and attracted widespread attention and showed a lighter, fun-loving side of Zuri beyond sports or family ties. Serena Williams' daughter, Olympia Ohanian, is the youngest sports team owner. Olympia was born in September 2017. Her parents, Serena Williams, legendary tennis champion, and Alexis Ohanian, entrepreneur and co-founder of Reddit, have been vocal about wanting to provide unique opportunities for their children, including exposure to sports beyond just playing. In July 2020, when Olympia was only about 2 years old, her parents arranged for her to become a co-owner of a new women's soccer franchise, Angel City FC, which is a club founded to compete in the U.S. Professional Women's Soccer League. This move made her, at that age, what was widely reported as the youngest team owner in professional sports. Her father explained that by investing on behalf of the family, Olympia would have the opportunity to actively support and promote women's sports. In June 2023, her family expanded their sports investments by purchasing a stake in Los Angeles Golf Club, LAGC, which is a part of a tech-infused golf league. As a result, Olympia reportedly became the youngest two-team owner in professional sports. As one of the most recent coverages, Olympia is very young, obviously too young to make business decisions independently. Her parents manage and symbolically own the company. Her father has acknowledged that she doesn't fully grasp the business importance of what being a co-owner means, describing it more as giving her a seat in championing women's sports. Tom Brady's daughter, Vivian Brady, shines in the spotlight. Vivian Lake Brady is the younger daughter of Tom Brady and his former spouse, Gisele Bündchen. Since her parents' separation in 2022, Vivian has often been featured in her father's social media posts and public appearances, giving fans glimpses of her life, personality, and family bond. In a post shared by Tom Brady in 2025, family photos with Vivian and her brother Benjamin went viral, but many viewers zoomed in on her. Observers praised Vivian's uncanny resemblance to her mother, Bündchen, describing her appearance as supermodel style. A vacation getaway in Spain grabbed attention when a photo of Vivian relaxing in the Mediterranean, floating in an inflatable tube, giving thumbs up, was shared by her father, captioned playfully as "My Little Mermaid." The post's relaxed, candid vibe led to widespread sharing. Tom Brady shared a selfie with Vivian during a car ride in June 2025, referring to her as his favorite co-pilot. The post resonated with fans and contributed to a wider trend of Brady revealing more details about his children's lives after retirement. During a winter outing in February 2025, fans spotted the two in a ski selfie. Brady captioned the photo, "My Forever Valentine," sparking many reactions about their close father-daughter bond. Even after the couple's divorce, Brady continued to prioritize co-parenting, and he shared moments with Vivian on social media, reinforcing a narrative of stability, love, and support. These images and stories contribute to a growing public persona for Vivian, not as a celebrity kid per se, but as a regular child with relatable, joyful moments shared by a public parent. Denzel Washington's daughter, Olivia Washington, carves her path to acting fame. Olivia Washington was born on April 10, 1991, in Los Angeles, California. She has a twin brother, Malcolm, and two older siblings, John David and Kadia. For education, Olivia studied drama and graduated in 2013 from the Tisch School of the Arts at New York University. In interviews, she has noted that, despite her father's fame, her upbringing was normal. She did after-school activities, spent time dancing or playing piano, and didn't feel she grew up in the industry. Her first major film credit came in 2013. Olivia appeared in the film The Butler. She then took on television roles in series like Mr. Robert, Madoff, Empire, and She's Gotta Have It. Olivia has also performed on stage. For example, she appeared in a production of Much Ado About Nothing at the Public Theater. In 2023, Olivia starred in the television miniseries I Am Virgo. Her performance was well received, earning her a nomination for an Independent Spirit Award. She also featured in the 2022 drama Breaking. Her father, Denzel Washington, has publicly praised her talent. In 2025, she attended the opening night of her father's Broadway show, Othello, showing family unity and support in the arts. The Washington family appears deeply collaborative. While her siblings are also in the entertainment industry, her brother John David is an actor, her sister Kadia is a producer, and twin brother Malcolm is a filmmaker. David Beckham's daughter, Harper Beckham, becomes fashion's youngest icon. Harper Beckham was born on July 10, 2011. From a very early age, she was exposed to high fashion and, even as a toddler, she reportedly sat in the front row at major Fashion Week shows. Her mother has described Harper as her fashion muse, and even used her as inspiration when designing collections, for example, during the creation of the much-publicized Victoria Beckham for Target line. Over the years, Harper began to appear regularly in fashion-adjacent content, wearing designer tees, vintage items, and accessories, such as a J'adore Dior t-shirt and a vintage Louis Vuitton handbag, which drew attention for her age-appropriate yet stylish sensibility. Her sense of style seemed to evolve naturally, combining youthful energy with the sartorial influence of her parents, like comfortable casual pieces, occasional high-end brand choices, and a readiness to experiment, which signals not just celebrity kid dressing, but a personal aesthetic in the making. In January 2023, her mother publicly called Harper her #1 #BV Muse, showcasing a blue gown Harper wore, further cementing Harper's role as a source of inspiration for her mother's designs. By mid-2023, Harper's fashion choices, even simple ones, started drawing media commentary, from her use of vintage fashion pieces to her emerging taste that balanced a child's innocence with early teen-style maturity. In 2025, Harper attended the Paris Fashion Week, Women's Wear Fall-Winter 2025 to 2026, with her father, wearing polished outfits and showcasing her signature long blonde hair, while the look drew significant admiration and sparked talk of her as a genuine teenage fashion figure in her own right. Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey Broaddus, emerges as an R&B star. Corey Broaddus was born on June 22, 1999, as the only daughter of Snoop Dogg and Shantae Broaddus. At the age of 6, she was diagnosed with lupus, which is a chronic autoimmune disease that led to health struggles, including skin issues, weight loss, hair loss, and frequent sickness. Despite early health challenges, she grew up exposed to music, including participation in school choirs, and spent time backstage at her father's concerts, which laid early musical foundations. Growing up with lupus wasn't simple. As she has shared publicly, there were times she felt isolated, especially when physical symptoms, hair loss, weight fluctuation, made her feel different from peers. According to reports, these years sparked serious mental health struggles. At one point, she even considered suicide, feeling self-conscious about her body image, skin tone, and societal beauty standards. In December 2024, she announced the release of her EP, Journals to Johnny, a 6-track project. In her words, this project represents a creative reset and a chance to truly find my voice. Corey herself has said on this EP she was addressing real personal experiences rather than singing what other people wanted. This project marks arguably her most mature musical statement to date, signaling that she's no longer just Snoop Dogg's daughter, but aiming to stand on her own as an artist. In January 2024, Corey revealed that she had suffered a severe stroke at age 24, which is a scary health crisis that she shared publicly, opening up about the physical and emotional impact. Despite health setbacks, she has remained determined, and recently, in 2025, she became a mother, giving birth to her first child, a baby girl, at 25 weeks after a high-risk pregnancy. Beyoncé's daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, wins major awards before her teen years. Blue Ivy was born on the 7th of January 2012. In the same month, Jay-Z released the tribute song Glory featuring Blue Ivy's newborn cries. This achievement officially earns her a Billboard chart credit, making her one of the youngest people ever to appear on the chart. This development foreshadows her unusually early participation in major music achievements. In 2019, Blue Ivy performed vocals on Brown Skin Girl alongside Beyoncé. She was given official vocal credits, positioning her as a legitimate contributor, not just a cameo. At age 8, Blue Ivy begins winning major awards. This is the year she begins collecting major industry-recognized awards. In 2020, she won Outstanding Duo, Group, or Collaboration for Brown Skin Girl, and this was her first major award. On March 14, 2021, Blue Ivy won a Grammy Award for Best Music Video for Brown Skin Girl and became the second youngest Grammy winner in history. The video features her prominently, and she has official performance credit. Brown Skin Girl became a global anthem celebrating Black beauty and identity. Blue Ivy's appearance and contribution to the project amplified its significance and made her win internationally symbolic. The Grammy win led to broad recognition from global media, children's publications, and music industry critics. She began to be acknowledged as a record setter and trailblazer for Gen Alpha artists. Beyoncé publicly shared photos of Blue Ivy wearing a crown, hand-sipping from her Grammy, fueling cultural conversations about young Black excellence. Blue Ivy continues to be part of Beyoncé's visual performance world, showing artistic growth. Media outlets celebrate her achievements as she approaches her teen years. All major award wins occurred before she turned 13, giving her one of the most decorated preteen resumes in entertainment history. Kevin Hart's daughter, Heaven Hart, steps into the comedy world. Heaven Hart was born on March 22, 2005, the oldest child of Kevin Hart and his first wife. From a very young age, Heaven displayed a natural sense of humor and comedic timing, while her father has often said she makes him laugh daily. On a 2019 appearance on The Late Show with James Corden, Kevin Hart described Heaven as so cool and funny, pointing out how she sometimes mimics his phrases and comedic cadence. Hart claimed that Heaven could mimic his stage persona, including his mannerisms and laughter. Heaven's comedic sensibility seems genuine and long-standing, reflecting not just inherited fame, but also a true affinity for humor, jokes, and performance. Back in 2016, when Heaven was still a child, early teen, Kevin Hart publicly said he would rather not push her into entertainment too early. He reportedly told media that, although Heaven wants to be an entertainer so bad, he would hold her back until she's 18 to allow her space to grow. This decision reflects conscious, protective parenting, giving Heaven time to develop before entering the spotlight. By 2022, Kevin Hart spoke about Heaven's sense of humor and how much she makes him laugh, indicating the familial comedic bond remains strong. According to the 2025 profile of Kevin Hart's family, Heaven aspires to be an entertainer like her dad. It is a sign that her earliest interest remains active after entering adulthood. While no major public stand-up special or formal comedy debut has been widely reported as of 2025, sources mention that Heaven has practiced her comedy skills informally, often teasing and joking with her dad. Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kaya Gerber, takes over the modeling world. Kaya Gerber was born on September 3, 2001, to Cindy Crawford and businessman Randy Gerber. She got her first modeling break at age 10 when she landed a campaign with luxury brand Young Versace. Her early exposure suggested she might eventually follow in her mother's footsteps, but many expected a slow build. Instead, Kaya's career accelerated rapidly. In July 2015, when Kaya was around 13 to 14 years old, she signed with a major agency, which was a significant step toward a professional modeling career. Over the next couple of years, she booked campaigns for top-tier fashion and beauty brands, including ads for designer lines and beauty campaigns, signaling that brands considered her commercially viable. Her runway debut came in September 2017, just after she turned 16, when she walked for Calvin Klein under designer Raf Simons. From there, she quickly became a regular on high-fashion runways. By the time she was 16, Kaya was already walking for a wide array of premier fashion houses, including Chanel, Prada, Saint Laurent, Givenchy, Burberry, Miu Miu, and many others across New York, Paris, Milan, and London fashion weeks. In 2018, Kaya achieved a major milestone, and she was awarded Model of the Year at the prestigious British Fashion Awards. That same year, she collaborated with fashion legend Karl Lagerfeld, producing a capsule collection under the label Karl X Kaya, marking her first step into designing, not just modeling. Over these years, she fronted numerous major campaigns, led beauty and fashion shoots, and continued to appear on the covers of top fashion magazines worldwide. Recently, Kaya has also taken steps into acting and creative work, broadening her career beyond runways and campaigns. She continues to work with her mother, and they often appeared together at high-profile fashion events and galas, showing the strength of the modeling dynasty image. Steph Curry's daughter, Riley Curry, is growing into a media personality. Riley Curry was born on July 19, 2012. As her parents' first child, from early on she would later become a visible part of the Curry family's public life. In May 2015, after a Warriors win, 2-year-old Riley joined her dad at a post-game press conference and instantly stole the show. She crawled under the table skirt, got into Steph's lap, waved at reporters, and then cheekily told him, "Be quiet." That frank toddler energy with comments and spontaneous reactions turned her into a viral media moment. Many fans seemingly fell in love with her authenticity from that early age. A few days later, at another interview appearance, she reportedly sang a line from a popular song into the mic, further cementing her public kid star status. As she grew, Riley appeared occasionally on her mom Aisha Curry's cooking show, which aired around 2016 to 17. In 2022, Riley, then around 9 to 10 years old, cooked a complete dish, chicken piccata, from scratch, impressing her family. Her mom publicly shared how proud she was, suggesting that Riley was developing her own skills and personality beyond just celebrity kid. This helped shift the public image of Riley from cute toddler who interrupts dad's pressers to young girl with talents and her own passions. In 2023, her father revealed that Riley had become super into volleyball after the Currys introduced their kids to many sports. That shift showed she was exploring and enjoying activities separate from basketball. In 2025, Riley appears to be embracing more of a personal style and identity. According to fashion coverage, she's been spotted wearing teen fashion trends. Jennifer Lopez's daughter, Emmy Munoz, stuns with vocal talent. Emmy was born in February 2008, just 11 minutes before their twin brother, Maximilian Munoz. From a very young age, their parents have said Emmy showed a natural affinity for music, like humming in the crib, enjoying rhythms and singing, which had already begun to show. In May 2019, when Emmy was 11, they spontaneously joined Jennifer Lopez during rehearsal at the piano and sang a cover of Alicia Keys' "If I Ain't Got You." The rendition impressed coaches, family, and bystanders and drew applause with a clear demonstration of vocal ability even under informal press rehearsal conditions. Shortly after that, on the opening night of Lopez's It's My Party World Tour in Los Angeles, Emmy joined her mother on stage while the duo sang a duet of Limitless. Emmy, wearing a matching gown and belting out the song, caused widespread delight among fans, marking their first big live tour appearance. Jennifer Lopez publicly expressed pride and astonishment at how naturally Emmy handled the performance, while the mini-me moment turned into a moment of recognition that Emmy truly has the pipes. Emmy and a children's choir joined Jennifer Lopez and Shakira on stage for the Super Bowl halftime. Emmy's presence, like singing parts of the performance, surprised many and drew attention. By 2022, Emmy's public identity became more prominent while their parent, Jennifer Lopez, began publicly using they-them pronouns for Emmy. This signaled a shift from celebrity kid to a more individual identity in the spotlight. During this period, Emmy's maturity, both vocally and personally, became more visible, which helped reinforce their presence as more than just J-Lo's child. As of 2025, Emmy and their twin turned 17. Their journey from childhood singing to public stage moments is now a part of a larger coming-of-age narrative that fans and media follow closely. Madonna's daughter, Lourdes Leon, redefines modern fashion. Lourdes Leon was born on 14th October 1996. When she was a teenager, Lourdes was involved with a clothing beauty venture called Material Girl, launched by Madonna and herself, where she helped pick pigments and scents for makeup products like lip gloss, eyeshadows, and nail polishes. From early childhood through adolescence, her street style and casual looks, sometimes reflecting 2000s, 90s trends, already hinted at an independent fashion sensibility, not just as a celebrity kid. In 2016, she made her modeling debut in a perfume ad campaign for Stella McCartney's Pop fragrance, That marked the start of her shift from celebrity daughter to someone testing her own public persona in fashion. In interviews then, Lourdes credited her mother for influencing her style taste, indicating that, although she was born into fame, she was trying to carve out her own aesthetic path. In September 2018, Lourdes made her runway debut walking for Gypsy Sport at New York Fashion Week. Her look was deliberately edgy and provocative, like shredded jeans and minimal accessories, showing her willingness to take risks rather than follow safe paths. Rather than embracing the conventional glamour model path, from early on she leaned into alternative, rebellious, and sometimes androgynous or grunge-infected looks, signaling that her version of fashion would be more about attitude than polished perfection. By 2021, she had become more visible in top-tier fashion circles, like working with high-end labels. Her collaborations include campaigns for major fashion brands and regularly appearing at major fashion events. In 2022, she walked at Paris Fashion Week for Marine Serres' Spring-Summer 2023 show, wearing a slim-fitting suit with bold accessories, giving a strong, edgy vibe. Vanessa Bryant's daughter, Natalia Bryant, breaks into high-fashion modeling. Natalia Bryant was born on January 19, 2003. In early 2001, shortly after turning 18, Natalia signed with IMG Models, one of the biggest international modeling agencies. At the time, she said she had always been interested in fashion since a very young age and viewed the contract as a great opportunity to learn and express myself creatively. Her mother, Vanessa, publicly congratulated her, writing that, "Daddy would be so happy that you're pursuing your modeling career now that you're 18. This step marked the formal beginning of her professional modeling career, moving from interest to representation. On September 22, 2023, Natalia made her runway debut at Versace's Spring-Summer 2024 show during Milan Fashion Week. For the show, she wore a chic black dress and walked among supermodels and established industry names, which was a strong signal she was being treated seriously by the fashion establishment. Ahead of her debut, she told reporters she was beyond excited and called the opportunity so special. She also shared that meeting Donatella Versace the day before the show helped calm her nerves. Her mother, Vanessa, also publicly celebrated the moment on social media, expressing pride. This debut marked her entry into high-fashion modeling on one of the world's biggest runways, a major milestone for any model, let alone one just starting out. As of 2025, she has continued to appear on red carpets and attended high-profile fashion events, showing that she's leaning into the spotlight, not just for runway shows, but also for public appearances that build a broader media fashion profile. Ice Cube's daughter, Karima Jackson, begins her career. Karima Jackson was born on February 17, 1994, to Ice Cube and Kimberly Woodruff. As Ice Cube's only daughter, she grew up largely outside the spotlight, while her siblings, O'Shea Jr., Daryl, and Sharif, became more public through acting and music. Unlike her brothers, Karima rarely appears in interviews, concerts, or entertainment media. Her parents intentionally kept her private, emphasizing her normal upbringing, privacy, and education. Public records and reputable biographical profiles describe Karima as working in roles related to research assistance, community outreach, and charity or nonprofit involvement. She became known within academic and community service spheres rather than public entertainment. During this period, she built a foundation in policy work, academic research, and social advocacy, while this is considered the beginning of her professional career. Karima continued participating in community organizations, nonprofit projects, and local advocacy initiatives. She developed a reputation for being hardworking and grounded, often described by media as a researcher and community-engaged professional, not a celebrity influencer. Unlike her public siblings, Karima remained intentionally private, but several credible profiles note her continued involvement in education, community programs, and possibly research-based roles. Major family summaries published in 2024-25 describe Karima succinctly as educated, private, and focused on her career outside entertainment. Britney Spears' niece, Maddie Aldridge, shows early musical talent. Maddie Aldridge was born on June 19, 2008. Growing up, Maddie described her mother as affectionate and family-oriented, while she reportedly looked up to her Aunt Brittany and had early exposure to her aunt's music. Brittany shared a video of Maddie singing along to her song Up and Down when she was about 3 years old. Brittany reportedly received great attention for the video, describing it as so adorable. This early moment is often referenced when people talk about Maddie's music genes, as it was more a cute childhood video than a professional debut, but it was publicly visible. As a child, Maddie was described as loving dancing, singing, and dressing up, and she sometimes dressed like her aunt for fun, for example on Celebrity Day at school. Her mother and aunt appeared supportive, and these early public glimpses helped fans associate Maddie with a possible budding talent, though this was still informal and personal, not a professional career move. In May 2024, her mother, Jamie Lynn, posted a video on social media showing Maddie and her younger sister singing a lullaby together. In that video, Maddie played the keyboard. This suggests that, as a teenager, Maddie retained an interest in music and musical instruments, indicating that her early interest was not just a childhood phase. As of early 2025, credible coverage describes Maddie as more active in sports, softball, than in public musical projects. Her mother and family appear to emphasize a balanced upbringing with an emphasis on school, sports, and privacy, rather than pushing for stardom or a professional entertainment career. Kobe Bryant's daughter, Gianna Bryant's basketball legacy lives on. From early childhood, she displayed an energetic, competitive personality reminiscent of her father's drive. By age 4 to 6, Gianna showed a strong connection, early interest in basketball, and love for attending Lakers games with her father. Kobe recognized her natural talent and began teaching her fundamentals informally. Gianna began participating in youth basketball programs in Los Angeles, often with teammates who would later join her at Mamba Sports Academy. She quickly gained attention for her footwork, basketball IQ, and natural aggressiveness on both ends of the court. Kobe increasingly attended her games and practices, coaching her in positioning, shooting, court vision, and Mamba-style discipline. Gianna officially joined the Mamba Sports Academy girls basketball program. Kobe became her coach and mentor. Her team, later known as the Mamba Ballers, competed in multiple elite youth tournaments. Notable traits observers consistently highlighted were mature composure for her age and strong defensive instincts. As Gianna grew, so did national media and basketball community attention. She openly dreamed of playing for UConn, a powerhouse in women's college basketball. UConn Huskies coaches publicly acknowledged Gianna's potential, even inviting her to team events. In 2020, Gianna, Kobe, and 7 others lost their lives in a helicopter crash. The world mourned for the loss of a girl as rising torchbearer of women's basketball. During a game, UConn honored her by placing a special number 2 jersey courtside. Gianna's passion inspired renewed global conversations about the importance of girls' basketball. Many WNBA stars, Diana Taurasi, Sabrina Ionescu, and Sue Bird, publicly recognized her influence. She is still remembered today. Gordon Ramsay's daughter, Tilly Ramsay, becomes a culinary star. Tilly Ramsay was born on the 8th of November 2001. Gordon Ramsay, her father, exposed her to cooking and kitchen life from a young age. As she once recalled, she would watch her dad cook, and he would help her measure or whisk ingredients. These early memories sparked her love for cooking. As a youngster, Tilly appeared on her father's show. During 2010 to 15, she made several television appearances on programs like MasterChef Junior and Hell's Kitchen. In 2015, she made a major step and became the star of her own cooking family show on children's television. The show, Matilda and the Ramsay Bunch, premiered on CBBC. In that show, Tilly and her family cooked meals during their summer holidays, mixing fun, food, and family life in a format accessible to children and families. Over the years, Tilly continued to appear on television, including on shows like This Morning, Blue Peter, and talk shows. Along with TV, she began building a social media presence, engaging audiences by posting cooking content, recipes, and glimpses of family life. These activities helped her connect with younger fans and carve a niche distinct from her father's more intense celebrity chef image. In 2021, Tilly participated in the dance competition show Strictly Come Dancing, UK. Though not directly culinary, this broadened her exposure beyond cooking and showed her comfort with public performance. That same year, she announced she was heading off to culinary school, taking a more serious formal step toward becoming a trained chef rather than relying simply on family name or on-the-job TV experience. In 2025, Tilly made what many consider her biggest step yet. She debuted her cooking series, Dish It Out, on Prime Video. The show marks her transition from chef's kid co-host judge to a culinary star in her own right. Jamie Foxx's daughter, Corinne Foxx, makes waves in television hosting. Corinne Foxx was born on February 15, 1994, in Los Angeles. She attended the University of Southern California, USC, where she studied groundwork in entertainment beyond her father's fame. In 2015, Corinne was chosen as Miss Golden Globe. She trained for the Miss Golden Globe role with help from her father, which introduced her to public appearances and live event poise. Around this time, she began to transition more publicly into acting, and her credits include appearances on shows such as Sweet Vicious 2016-17. In 2018, Corinne became co-host DJ on the music game show Beat Shazam, joining her father Jamie on the show. This was a pivotal shift from acting modeling to hosting, requiring her to engage with contestants, handle live and studio pressure, and build an on-camera presence. During these years, she honed her craftsmanship as a TV host and on-screen personality. Her presence on Beat Shazam helped build her recognition. Public and media coverage began to frame her not just as Jamie Foxx's daughter, but as a credible host, DJ, and media personality in her own right. In May 2023, it was announced that Corinne and Jamie would co-host a new music game show for Fox titled We Are Family, marking their second major hosting collaboration. However, later in 2023, the show's host lineup changed for reasons not publicly detailed. Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson, finds success in music and film. Paris Jackson was born on April 3, 1998, to Michael Jackson and his then-wife. When her father passed away in 2009, Paris was about 11 years old. Her childhood included a mix of public attention because of her father and attempts at a normal life under the care of her grandmother, as per Michael Jackson's will. In 2017, Paris signed with a top modeling agency, IMG Models, marking her first formal step into modeling. That same period, she began exploring acting. Her first credited acting role was a guest appearance on the TV show Star on Fox. In 2018, she had her feature film debut with a role in the movie Gringo. After that, she continued to take on a mix of film and TV roles, including appearances in projects such as The Space Between, 2021. While building her acting resume, Paris also turned seriously toward music. In her early 20s, in 2022, she signed with Republic Records, which is a major label. On October 27, 2020, Paris released her debut solo single, Let Down, followed by the full-length Wilted on November 13, 2020. The audio showcased an indie alternative folk sound, markedly different from the pop legacy of her father, signaling that she was intent on forging her own musical identity. In 2021, Paris appeared in the cast of the anthology horror series American Horror Stories, indicating her acting career was going alongside music. In 2023, Paris gave a live performance at the Bottle Rock Napa Valley Festival, where she played guitar and sang, impressing the crowd and showing confidence in her musical delivery. In 2025, Paris starred in the film One Spoon of Chocolate, directed by RZA. Phil Collins' daughter, Lily Collins, builds a golden Hollywood career. Lily Collins was born on March 18, 1989, in Guildford, England. Following her parents' divorce in 1996, when Lily was about 5, she moved with her mother to Los Angeles. Her first screen appearance was extremely early, as at the age of 2, she appeared in the BBC sitcom Growing Pains, 1992-93. As a teenager, besides occasional modeling, she developed an interest in writing and journalism. She contributes to magazines like Teen Vogue, 17, and Elle Girl. She attended high school at Harvard Westlake School and later studied broadcast journalism at the University of Southern California, which laid the foundation for her familiarity with media and on-camera work beyond acting. In 2013, Lily landed a leading role in The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, based on a best-selling young adult book series, playing Clary Frey. While the film wasn't a blockbuster hit, it boosted her visibility among younger audiences and fantasy genre fans. In 2019, she also appeared in the film Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, portraying Elizabeth Kendall, the longtime girlfriend of serial killer Ted Bundy. The big leap in global recognition came in 2020, when Lily landed the lead role of Emily Cooper in the Netflix comedy series Emily in Paris. The show became a sleeper hit worldwide, introducing her to a new generation of audiences. For Emily in Paris, she earned a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy, underscoring how she had successfully transitioned from film to television and from supporting roles to lead star status. Meanwhile, her off-screen image also evolved. Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter, Katherine Schwarzenegger, becomes a leading author. Katherine Schwarzenegger was born on December 13, 1989. Growing up under public scrutiny from actor's kid to governor's daughter, she has described the pressure to be perfect. Her upbringing involved discipline. Like in a 2025 interview, she recalled that her father was very big on chores, with strict rules around tidying up and consequences if children failed to follow them. This background includes privilege, pressure, and public scrutiny, which laid the foundation for how she would later shape her identity, separate from her family's fame. In 2010, at just 21, Katherine published her debut book, Rock What You've Got, Secrets to Loving Your Inner and Outer Beauty from Someone Who's Been There and Back. The book, aimed especially at young women, focused on self-esteem, body image, and self-confidence, drawing on her own personal experiences. In 2023, she published another children's book, Like Good Night, Sister, reflecting on sibling bonds and family connection. Over this period, Katherine maintained her public identity not just as a celebrity kid, but as a mother, advocate, and author, blending her real-life values, family, compassion, and animal welfare into her writing and public work. In November 2024, Katherine and Chris Pratt welcomed their third child, a son, Ford Fitzgerald Pratt. In 2025, Katherine's public persona will continue to reflect her priorities like parenting, creativity, advocacy, and family. Lionel Richie's daughter, Sophia Richie Grange, becomes a fashion powerhouse. Sophia Richie Grange was born on August 24, 1998, into a high-profile family. Sophia Richie Grange had been modeling since her teenage years, starting at the age of 14 with a feature in Teen Vogue, and by 15 she secured her first fashion contract with a swimwear company. Over the coming years, she built her fashion world credentials with editorials, Elle Girl, Nylon, Dazed, etc., runway appearances starting 2016 at New York Fashion Week, and campaigns for big brands, Adidas, Michael Kors, Tommy Hilfiger, and more. By her early 20s, Sophia underwent a notable style rebrand, working with stylists and refining her aesthetic. She shifted from trend-driven looks to what many described as quiet luxury, minimalistic, logo-free, yet polished ensembles. Her wedding to Elliot Grain in April 2023 at a luxury resort in the south of France, and especially the 3 custom gowns she wore, including couture by Chanel, cemented her position as a serious fashion figure, not just a model. Concurrently, she worked for and collaborated with major brands. Becoming the global ambassador and/or face of luxury jewelry brand David Yurman was an important step in her transition from model to fashion industry influencer. During these years, Sophia did more than model. She helped shape and popularize a major trend in fashion called the quiet luxury aesthetic, influencing how many young people dress and what brands aim to produce. In March 2025, she collaborated with Tommy Hilfiger to release a capsule collection, Sophia for Tommy. This collaboration merged her personal style sensibilities with Tommy's classic American fashion legacy. Steve Jobs' daughter Eve Jobs takes over the modeling industry. Eve Jobs was born on July 9, 1998. From a very young age, she started riding horses, and by 2019, she was ranked among the world's top 5 riders under 25, showing early discipline, athleticism, and a dedication to excellence. She attended Upper Echelon Academy in Florida and later graduated from Stanford University in 2021. Her background, combining elite sports, discipline, and academic grounding, set a foundation of poise, resilience, and versatility that would later serve her in modeling and public life. Her first modeling appearance was in December 2020, while Eve made her debut in a holiday campaign for beauty brand Glossier alongside public figures like Sydney Sweeney and Naomi Smalls. This campaign dramatically raised her visibility and marked her entry into fashion. In 2021, she walked her first runway during Paris Fashion Week for French fashion label Caperni. Her presence showed that she could handle high fashion runway dynamics, stepping beyond modeling for campaigns and photos into live runway work. Thus, by 2021, Eve had already moved from being celebrity offspring to someone making concrete inroads into global fashion. In March 2022, she signed with top modeling agency DNA Model Management, joining a roster that includes high-profile models, which is a sign her career was being taken seriously by industry professionals. In 2025, her attendance at major fashion events like Milan Fashion Week for shows such as Bottega Veneta drew admiration, with outlets and fans praising her effortless style and calling her a noteworthy style star rather than just a celebrity daughter. Bill Gates' daughter Jennifer Gates rises in equestrian sports. Jennifer Gates began riding horses at a very young age, while some reports indicated she started pony lessons around age 6. Growing up, she developed a genuine passion for riding. What may have started as a hobby turned into dedicated training in jumpers and show jumping disciplines. This early interest laid the foundation for a competitive equestrian career, not as a casual pastime, but as a sport she would take seriously. Jennifer attended a top high school in Seattle, then went on to study at Stanford University, graduating in 2018. After a brief break, partly due to personal reasons, including pregnancy, Jennifer returned to competition. For instance, she took part in 2023 National Horse Show, NHS, in Kentucky, with her stable posting images of her return to the ring. In 2024, she completed her first CSI-3 event during the Winter Equestrian Festival, WEF, at Wellington, Florida, marking a renewed push in serious show jumping competition. More recently, 2025, under Jennifer's leadership, Evergate Stables helped launch the USET Foundation Performance Pathway Grant Program, aimed at supporting talented young jumping athletes who might lack resources. That shows Jennifer's ambition to give back to the sport and nurture future talent. Jennifer's journey, which began as a child rider and progressed through junior and U25 levels before founding a professional stable, reflects her long-term dedication and discipline, not just a fleeting celebrity side hobby. Jennifer has achieved measurable success in elite show jumping, as evidenced by her wins, medals, U25 championships, and participation in CSI and CSI-3 events. Reese Witherspoon's daughter Ava Philippe steps into the spotlight. Ava Philippe was born on September 9, 1999 in Los Angeles. Her middle name, Elizabeth, honors her maternal grandmother, and her first name was chosen by her father in tribute to legendary actress Ava Gardner. Ava grew up mostly out of the spotlight, despite her parents' fame. As a child, she accompanied her mother on set and experienced early exposure to Hollywood life, which may have shaped her comfort with public appearances later. For education, she attended the University of California, Berkeley, UC Berkeley, and these roots gave her a mix of private upbringing with exposure to the entertainment world, which is a balance reflected in how she's now navigating public life. In 2018, at around 19, Ava made her modeling debut with a lookbook for a fashion label Rodarte. Over the coming years, she expanded her modeling work, did campaigns for Ivy Park's 2021 holiday collection, partnered with apparel lifestyle brand Aerie, and became the face of a limited edition collection alongside modeling. In her mid-20s, Ava began embracing a more distinct style and public persona. In 2024, she made headlines by debuting a dramatic hair transformation, shifting from her signature blonde to brunette. In 2025, Ava made her acting debut in the television drama Dr. Odyssey on network ABC. She played a character named Veronica in the April 3rd episode. Beyond acting, she remains active in fashion, and in 2025 she appeared at the launch event for fragrance brand Vince Camuto's Wonder Bloom Haze, where she was present as a global ambassador for the brand. Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp, conquers film and fashion. Lily Rose Depp was born on May 27, 1999 in Neuilly-sur-Seine. She made her film acting debut in 2014 with a small role in the horror comedy Tusk. In 2015, she entered the fashion world seriously and became a brand ambassador and muse for Chanel under the creative direction of the late Karl Lagerfeld. In 2016, she appeared in the film The Dancer, playing famed dancer Isadora Duncan, showing early that she would balance acting with her modeling commitments. These initial actions demonstrated that Lily Rose was not willing to merely rely on her family's reputation. She was exploring both serious acting and high-fashion modeling simultaneously. Over the years, Lily Rose took on increasingly varied film roles and collaborations. She starred in the historical drama The King, 2019, where she played Catherine of Valois, which is a key part alongside major actors, marking her progression from indie to more mainstream cinema. In 2024, Lily Rose starred in the gothic horror remake Nosferatu, working with acclaimed director Robert Eggers, which is a project that marked a more mature, darker turn in her film trajectory. In 2025, she made her first appearance at the Academy Awards, Oscars, as a presenter and as part of the night when Nosferatu earned nominations in key categories. By 2025, Lily Rose isn't just a celebrity kid. She's a rising star in film and fashion and gaining respect as someone who makes her own choices with style and substance. Dennis Rodman's daughter, Trinity Rodman, is the highest-paid player in National Women's Soccer League. Trinity Rodman was born on May 20, 2002 in Newport Beach, California. Growing up, she displayed athletic ability and soccer promise. It was enough that she entered professional soccer quite young. In the 2021 NWSL draft, Trinity was selected second overall by the Washington Spirit, making her, at that time, the youngest player ever drafted in league history. During her rookie season, she had a remarkable performance, helping lead the Spirit to the NWSL Championship 2021 season and making history as the youngest player to record an assist in a playoff game. At the end of 2021, she was honored as NWSL Rookie of the Year and also won U.S. Soccer's Young Female Player of the Year. These early accomplishments showed she wasn't just famous for being someone's daughter, and she had real talent and was quickly making waves in women's soccer. On February 2, 2022, Trinity signed a contract extension with the Washington Spirit. The 4-year deal was reported to be worth $1.1 million, making it the largest guaranteed contract in NWSL history at the time. After her strong start, Trinity has remained a key player for Washington Spirit and has drawn attention from both club and national team circles. Her contract and status as a marquee player in the NWSL helped raise visibility for the league's pay structure and possibilities for female athletes in U.S. pro soccer. As of 2025, her contract has reportedly expired, coming close to free agency, and there is speculation she could attract lucrative offers, including from overseas clubs. Heidi Klum's daughter, Lenny Klum, becomes the face of next-gen modeling. Lenny Olami Klum was born on May 4, 2004 in New York City. Lenny made her professional modeling debut at age 16 and appeared alongside her mother, Heidi, on the cover of the January-February 2021 issue of Vogue Germany. Shortly after, she opened Berlin Fashion Week 2021 in a runway debut, which is a strong entry into high-fashion modeling. In April 2021, Lenny secured her first solo magazine cover, a floral dress shoot for Glamour Germany, demonstrating her independence beyond her role as Heidi's daughter. Over the coming years, Lenny expanded her modeling resume and walked for high fashion labels, including Dolce & Gabbana, and landed major brand campaign work with names like Dior, Beauty, and Fila. She also worked with popular fashion lingerie brand Intimissimi, even appearing in a campaign with her mother. Meanwhile, she continued education, and as of 2022, she reportedly pursuing a college degree while balancing her modeling ambitions with academics. By 2023, her social media presence also grew strongly and amassed a substantial following, hundreds of thousands, indicating traction beyond just fashion insiders. By 2025, Lenny is frequently mentioned in fashion media, not as Heidi's daughter, but as a rising independent model with her own style and career choices. The industry views her as a bridge generation, preserving her mother's classic fashion heritage while embracing youthful energy and modern sensibility.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon